G'day Metal Fabricators, Wes Zandt here from the Down Under Centre. Just going to talk to you a little bit about what's involved in the skills assessment for a metal fabricator. So the whole purpose of a skills assessment and why a skills assessment is required is the Department of Immigration, when you're applying for a skilled visa, they want to make sure you have the necessary skills to do that. So how they do, what they've done is they've outsourced that work to Australia Trade Training College, who are based here in the UK from the Down Under Centre. Okay, so feel free to give our UK office a call if you do have any questions. Before I talk to you about the skills assessment, we don't want anyone to get a skills assessment if they can't use it for a visa. So please make sure that you have completed our visa points calculator. If you want to have a chat with any one of our team, we can arrange a free consultation to see if you've got what options you've got. There's different visas that you can apply for depending on your age, your work experience. It's a points-based system, so obviously we want to make sure you've got the right points before you move forward with the skills assessment. Now, a metal fabricator, for the purpose of migration, it has an ANZSCO code. Okay, an ANZSCO code is the Australian New Zealand code of what is deemed as a metal fabricator. So for a metal fabricator, the scope could be someone who is shipbuilding, submarine, structural steel, architectural steel, metal, general fabrication, repairs to metal structures. Duties, mark out materials, cut and shape metal, weld, rivet, bolt components, a bit of welding, obviously acetylene equipment, MIG, TIG, bit of MMA. So it's sort of a few things. It covers quite a few occupations as well, the metal fabricator one. So please give us a call about that. So I mentioned earlier a skills assessment is required, and Australia Trade Training College is TRA approved to deliver that. So if you hold a UK, Irish, European or South African passport, give us a call at the Down Under Centre and we will be able to explain to you about what's involved. But let's chat a few things through this video. So what is involved in the skills assessment process? So the first part of a skills assessment is what we class as a documentary assessment. Think a bit about it like paper-based. Now, the minimum requirement for you to get through this assessment, for example, if you were from the UK, you would be required to hold an NVQ level 3 and 3 years of paid work experience pre or post qualification. If you do not hold the NVQ level 3, maybe you've just trained on the job, maybe you never got around to actually completing the NVQ level 3, then you would, the minimum requirement would be that you would need to prove 5 years of paid work experience. Now, the first part of the skills assessment is what I believe is the hardest part of the whole visa process. It's where you need to provide photos, videos, references, pay documents, tax documents. Are you self-employed? Are you employed? How many years of experience you've got? Obviously, the more years of experience, the better, the easier it is. The second part of a skills assessment for a metal fabricator is what we class as a technical interview. So you'll be having a Skype interview with an Australian qualified assessor who also holds the Certificate 3 as a metal fabricator. So one of Australia Trade Training College's assessors will give you a Skype chat. Now, the assessor's job is to make sure you have the necessary skills, and to do that they need to tick off what we class as units of competency. So there's certain things that I mentioned before in the scope and the duties that you need to prove that you've got the necessary skills in those tasks. Now, at completion of a successful skills assessment, you'll be issued with your TRA skills assessment, which is mandatory for a skilled visa. Okay, you can't put in your expression of interest until you've got and hold one of these. The other thing you'll receive as well is your full engineering certificate 3 as a metal fabricator, which is really good because you'll hold the same qualification as an Aussie metal fabricator. Makes life easier when you're looking for a job in Australia. Also helps the employers because they can insure you and they can protect you. They know you've got the necessary skills and you've been assessed by a registered training organisation, which Australia Trade Training College is. So what is the cost of a skills assessment? So you don't pay Australia Trade Training College for the skills assessment, you pay the Department of Immigration through TRA, Trades Recognition Australia. They will ask you to make a payment of 1,280 Australian dollars, and that's to get the documentary assessment marked. Once Australia Trade Training College mark that assessment, they'll then go back to TRA and say that, yep, you can move forward to the next stage, where you'll be asked to make a payment of 2,000 Australian dollars. Once you've made that payment, you will then have your technical interview with one of the assessors, and at successful completion, you'll be issued with your full Australian qualification and your TRA skills assessment. So Australia Trade Training College is based in the Down Under Centre. We're based here in the UK, and what we do, how we help, is we actually work with clients to make sure that you've got enough points for a visa and can answer any questions that you've got regarding the visa process, and more importantly work with you guys to show you what's needed for a positive skills assessment, not just for the skills assessment but also the visas. So we have a software that we use and our clients use. We're also based here in the UK. We've got lots of staff that specialise in engineering occupations that are there from 9 AM to 5 PM Monday to Friday. And we've also got, we also can work out of hours to suit our clients as well. So no matter really where you're from in the world, if you need a skills assessment and you are from the UK, anywhere in Europe, Ireland or South Africa, then we can definitely assist you with that process. Do you need to apply for an Australian registration as a metal fabricator? It's a tough one. There isn't an industry where you'd actually need to get signed off like for electrical or plumbing because it's not a licensed trade. But I did mention earlier that you'll receive your full Australian qualification, your AQF level 3. That's very, very important for that. So if you want to set your own business up, you're obviously going to need public liability once you arrive in Australia, and a few other bits and pieces which you can talk to us via our employment hub. Okay, we have jobs around Australia for metal fabricators. We turn around to employers and say we've got English-speaking skilled migrants arriving with their full Australian qualification as a fabricator and the visa. The employment hub's a very good tool. It means the employer can track you. No point offering you a job if you're just at the start of the process, but as you move further too, you put in your expression of interest, get your invitation to apply, you have an arrival date. If you're moving to an area that one of our employers are keen, best result is you can get offered a job before you even arrive. That makes a big difference when you're trying to work out where to put the little kids in school or whereabouts you are going to live. Feel free to check out our testimonial page. The next step, guys, would be to give our UK office a call on 0203 376 1555. Have a chat and we can run through exactly what's required for the skills assessment and also answer any visa questions that you've got. All right, wish you well on your journey to Australia. Thank you.